So yeah, if you got in and got to this point and got your interview, congratulations, you got hired. And with making your game, you will most assuredly have all the skills you need to be able to survive. So some last tips. This, I hear probably more than any, I hear a lot. I have this awesome game idea, and chances are all you guys have really awesome game ideas. If you're here and you want to get in, you're probably very creative people. Be aware that whatever ideas and stuff that you have, you may not be able to implement, through whichever game company you do. You may be able to put bits and pieces, and that's fine. Also know that, how did my old teacher put it? You have to kill your babies sometimes. You will come up with this awesome idea, and it will be so fantastic, and you will have worked months on it, maybe even years. And your manager will come to you and say, I'm sorry, we gotta cut it. And that will crush your soul. I kid you not. But that will happen many times. And your work, like some people you see in even the credits for games, you'll see them on the list. But if you go and ask them what they've done for the game, say, it's all been cut. That's really terrible. Like, it's a frustrating thing to think, but you're doing what you love. And at the end of the day, you were designing games, and it wasn't the fact that your piece of work actually got in, it's the fact that you actually improved yourself and made stuff for this and contributed to it. Because those things that you did were steps they had to take to get to whatever level that they finally got to. You have to be okay with that. You have to be able to kill your baby sometimes. I hate that much. Anyway, be prepared to get frustrated out of your mind. I have developer friends who were excellent students in the school I went to. They got jobs. And especially recently with the layoffs and stuff, they've unfortunately been let go. And they know their stuff. And they've been searching and searching for months now for a job. And a number of them have gotten frustrated and stopped. This is going to happen many times during your search for a game job, unfortunately. And you're going to get to this point where you will be frustrated at your point. You will have to just keep going. You'll have to remind yourself that you are not doing this because necessarily you have to get into this company. You're doing this because you love making video games. If you understand that you love making video games and it doesn't matter, people hire you or not eventually, and eventually they will, then you'll be okay. So hopefully this is something you guys love to do. So be prepared to be frustrated, be prepared to go beyond that. Finally, I should put a word out for a gentleman by the name of Thomas Loper's website. He has an awesome FAQ about 100 frequently asked questions when you're trying to get into the industry. Many of you may have seen it. If you haven't, check it out. Give you a moment to write down the URL and stuff down there. Some awesome advice for people aspiring to get into the game industry. He's seen it all, and yeah, he gave me a few good tips and pieces of advice too when I was trying to start out. So that is that, and yeah, any questions for you guys? Wow, no questions. Okay, we got one question. I'll sit down, please.
Well, nobody ever tells you in this Ware site how much do people actually make in this game?
Oh, okay.
Let's say for a beginning QA.
Yeah, beginning QA.
Well, I'll ask for the others too, but how much do those guys?
Okay, well. First off, I can only say for like my company and stuff like that, I don't work in QA and I don't share the wages and stuff with other people. So, well, one thing I was told too, sorry for prefixing this whole thing, but the one thing I was told too is that when you're a designer, never share what your salary is with someone else. And the reason another teacher said this is pretty simple, is that no matter what it is, if it's higher or lower, there will always be disappointment and aggravation, and it's true. I have to say from personal experience, it's a bad idea. So I can tell you from...
ranges?
Yes, I'll tell you the ranges. Sorry, I don't mean to dodge the question. So for QA and stuff like that, I'm estimating that there's between 40,000, actually between 33,000 on the low end, and if they've been there for a long time, 50, maybe 60, I'm only guessing at that. That's a long time. You should expect something like 35, 36 on average. Okay?
It also depends on where you live.
Yes.
a colleague of mine over at Cryptic Studios in San Francisco wanted to move as a tech artist there, and he was like trying to like move because he wanted his referral bonus and all that stuff. And he was like, and if you work here, it's like 80,000. I'm like thinking, wow, that's more than I'm getting paid here if I work. But then I realized it's San Francisco. It's more expensive there. Like my sister, like I'm paying like my rent is like 1,500, and then I look at my sister's place, which it's like this 2-bedroom apartment, and it's 2,800, and it's like it's just like one floor of an apartment building, whereas I got an entire house. Right? There's a big difference in the like the cost of living there.
It does vary a lot from city to city and place to place. But yeah, it's QA can actually earn a fair amount. Like if they've been there for a while and they're trusted and they do good work, yeah, they can earn very comparable salaries. Programmers actually earn more than game designers. You guys know, just on average, programmers. So if you want to earn the most making video games, be a programmer. I kid you not. The guys who, there's always the stories about the designers who drive around in Ferraris and stuff like that. Yeah, that kind of came and went. There's not too many people that do it anymore. The only way to do that is to do a game on your own and have just wild success. And I suppose I could say that for any business. If you have a business and it is wildly successful, yes, you can drive around your own Ferrari. But it does not happen just starting to work your game.
I'm asking about the QA because that's probably the first thing we'll get.
Yeah.
What about the other positions?
Which positions?
For example, level design.
Level design. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's two different disciplines in design too. That's where I should have mentioned better positioning yourself. I was hard on as level designer. Level designers, they're very, okay. I'll group all designers in the same sort of role because honestly, the pay wages, if that's what you're asking, are very similar. So for entry-level designers, it can be about as low as QA. Like it can be 35,000. Sometimes you'll help a company like down in the States, they'll go maybe 50,000 to start. So it varies widely. But expect to just barely be able to pay your own way when you first get in for design. Like I was not easily paying back my school fees when I first got it. So it does go up, and it's good.
Like money is important, obviously.
Yes.
You can't just drop everything and go
You need to live.
starve and
Yeah, you need to be able to eat and feed yourself and all that stuff. Any more questions?
should we make a game for the company that we're applying to? Like, for example, Ware should we make an RPG, or if we submit something from Unreal, for example?
It helps, but it shouldn't stop you from making something. Like if you have a good idea for something and it doesn't happen to be an RPG, it still applies. We've done interviews and stuff like that for student projects or just individual projects that have had nothing to do with RPGs, but they were tight and they were good. And so those people are definitely considered and or hired because of that. So it doesn't have to be an RPG.
So it still looks good if it's not.
Yes. Yeah. So it does help to have that. Like if you're applying for a writing position and you're showing this awesome thing, there's no dialogue in there whatsoever or text. They'll go, this looks cool, and if we had a position for something else, we'll hire you. But this is a writing position, and we need some dialogue examples. Like you still have to pick and choose. It still has to show at least some aspect of what you can do.